Now, a couple of months back, me and old Jose's gets us a little bit of homes time. So we decided to go on down to the local hometown bars, has us a couple drinks or twos. We gets on down there, we goes in, and they done went and installed one of them there breathalyzer boxes. Got the taxi cab numbers wrote on the sides of it in Sharpies and all. Well, I'm a-thinking, that's a pretty good idea. Make sure you ain't too drunks to drive before you decide to go on to the house. Well, I'm here to tell you, it ain't. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm a-sitting there having my drinks. I done had me 3 or 4s. And I'm a-thinking to myself, I'm gonna go try it out. Well, I gets over there and I blows a 0.01. Now, this can't be right. So I goes to drinking a little heavier. Next thing I knows, Jose's done got involved. Can't neither one of us do nothing with this machines. Before it's all said and done, there's 4 or 5 of us involved. Throwing down monies, placing our bets. At this point, it's become a competition. Well, by the end of the night, I done went and lost $300 to this little fellas with low tolerances. I says to Jose's, let's get on out of here. This game is rigged. So we goes on out. We gets into his classic 1978 Ford Pintos. All originals. All the ways down to the tires. And we proceeds to go on to the house. Wouldn't you know, somebody has done set up another one of these games out on the highways. You've seen them. They tell you what the speeds is. Well, I'm a-thinking to myself, if you breaks 100s, you get bonus points. Unfortunately, this thought did not stay in my head. It went straight from my brains, out my mouth, into Jose's ears, and down to his foots. He done went and gunned it. Fortunately, the best he could do was 45.2s. Unfortunately, we in the city limits, in the middles of a work zones, and the maximum speeds is 20s. The next thing I knows, we got a bicycle cops hot on our tails. Poor old Jose's done decided he ain't going back to the big house, so he guns it. And we'd outrun him twos if it wasn't for those authentic, bald, dry-rotted tires Jose's on that there Ford Pintos blowing out. This old officer, he don't even bother getting off the bicycles. He rolls right on up to the windows. The smell of alcohol's much like a brewery overwhelms him. He says, I do believe you boys is drunk. I said, no sirs, we done been testing ourselves before we left to the bars. We good. Well, we gonna be a-testing yous anyways. Now, wouldn't you know, somewheres between the bars and the work zones, that alcohol has done kicked in on both of us. I blowed a 3.25s. They ain't no ways. It's off to the big house. Oh, Lord. Jose's a-crying. He don't want to go back to the big house. Now, there ain't nothing more pitiful than sitting there watching a grown Mexican man speaking Spanish drunkenese and a-crying. Well, anyways, after a night in the drunk tanks, they must have felt sorry for us, being housed our fine, fancy, classic automobile couldn't outrun a bicycles, and they let us go. Anyways, I'm T. Roy Jones, trucker, gambler, drinker, racer extraordinaires. Now y'all go on and have yous a nice days. And beware, there is deceit and deceptions everywhere.